Good morning, friends. I hope you enjoyed our Detroit field trip, and now I'm hoping we can summarize and write about it. So I want you to go down to the bottom in the search bar and type the word, and then this blue W will come up, blue and white W. Click on a blank document so you get a plain piece of paper. Now you can also be doing this in your Schoology, but I can't because I don't have Schoology. And so what I want you to do is just start out. My name is, I'm going to write my name, you write your name, and I am in the whatever grade you want to be in. You are in grade. Let's see what it, and then I want you to declare if you like living in Detroit or not. Okay, I'm hoping you do with all the fabulous things that we learned about. I like living in Detroit. All right, and then we're going to just talk about what we learned about. We learned about, let's see, I just found out, look, and you can search places too. Like I remember Cadillac from France landed in Detroit. So if you want to, you can put like a beginning if you want. I'm going to stop it right there though, because then it goes into talking. And so Cadillac, let's see, we learned that, and then I'm going to hit Control V in 1701, July 24th, and we could get rid, unless you really want July 24th. We don't need to know July unless you think it's cool. This man established a settlement in Detroit. He leads 100 French soldiers and Algonquins to Le Detroit, which is called the Strait, which means straight river. They built this place from logs. The goal was to protect the French fur trade in the Great Lakes from the English and the Iroquois, so those who were around. And we also learned the Motor City was named for all of the car companies starting here in the city. All right. And you can mention Ford, Chrysler, GM if you like cars. They have cool skyscrapers. All right. This thing keeps getting in my way. They have two cool skyscrapers. Let's see what else. We have an international auto show. All right. And that just means where people all over the world come around. And so that is pretty cool. So let's get away from the cars and we can start a new paragraph if you want. In sports, the Lions. Oh, I wanted to put and it is April 19th, 2024. All right, so you have like this time capsule in this paragraph, and so I want you to remember this moment. It's a great day to live in Detroit today. The Lions almost went to the Super Bowl. We were one game out from getting to the Super Bowl. And the Red Wings, that's the hockey team, almost went to the playoffs this week. All right. And just check to make sure there's no red stuff. And sometimes you can just click ignore and it'll ignore it, but sometimes you just take the advice. All right. It's like a little game. Get rid of all of those little lines. All right. The lines. All right. So there's some sports. Oh, and then Miss K was happy. The Wolverines. I'm just going to write the Michigan. I don't think we've wrote Michigan yet. Wolverines won the national. They won the Northern too, but national championship. And we have every kind of sports team. You can name them if you want. If you know them, name them. If you don't know them, don't worry about it. All right. And then, so in sports, the Lions almost went to the Super Bowl, and the Red Wings almost went to the playoff. The Michigan Wolverines won the national championship in football. All right. So you could say we have every kind of sports team in Detroit. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to a different subject, there is every kind of amazing food in Detroit. Let's see, I could say the Motor City, but I'll say here. That way it'll keep it shorter. Oh, or our food with here with Greektown, Mexican Town, Soul Food, and Mediterranean. Now, I don't know how to spell Mediterranean, but sometimes you can click on it and it'll suggest. And sometimes it Mediterranean. I'm not quite sure why it's not giving me a choice. Maybe I need to get away from it. There, and it fixed it itself. Wonderful. To name a few. So you're just naming some of the things that we learned. All right. The culture is diverse. That means different. All right. Get rid of that if you can. All right. Now we're going back to, there is Detroit style pizza. Okay. I'll fit Detroit style pizza. We got to have pizza if we're talking about food, right? We're talking about the culture, is an artistic city with the DIA, or you can write Detroit Institute of Arts, art galleries like Hannah. And if you can't remember something, feel free to Google. I know the first part is Hannah, Detroit Art Gallery. I had my art in here, and it's called the Hannah Center. Okay, so go back to your blue word, Hannah Center. All right. Where we can sell our art, and that's if it's good enough. You gotta make sure you're working hard. We have murals and that's paintings on the wall all over, not the city, okay? Make sure you're thinking about what you're saying, not the world, the city. All right. Belle Isle is a fun summer spot, and you can list fun summer spot because it has a beach, like trails to walk, an aquarium. You can go on and on a fountain. I'm just going to write beach and trails, but you write, and here's the and sign if you want to use that instead of writing A and D. I'm fine with that. In winter, there is campus, Martius. I think it's capitalized. Let's go ahead and check it out. Campus Martius. It is. All right. And so there it is. All right. Let's go ahead and go back. There is Campus Martius Park with an ice skating rink. All right. And Lions, the Red Wings, and I can say who play at Little Caesars Arena. And let's just check just to make sure. So I go back to my Google and I go Little Caesars Red Wings. And see, it's all right. So because it says that, I know they have the hockey team there. But you could mention something else you saw at Little Caesars. All right. And sometimes it'll come back and like the ice skating will say that there's a problem with it. I do know that Mexican Town is one word, and so you can just agree with it, remember? Like hit this sign. All right. Ice skating rink. There are always parades. Some of the houses we pass are made with cool styles of architecture. All right, and this is where if you love architecture, you're going to say, I loved learning about building styles. Or you could say, I didn't love learning about building styles. I want you to be honest, all right? Don't lie to me to make me happy. You just tell the truth always, okay? All right, so I'm going to continue on and make sure that this doesn't want to fix this. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with that. So you make an attempt to click all the underlines, all right? And then, let's see, think of anything else that we talked about. Living styles, and let's say you don't like the buildings, but I love the Detroit River, and remember it was straight. That's what this was named after. It means straight because it is pretty straight. All right, so I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so please write some 3 sentences is technically a paragraph. 1, 2, 3. So this would be considered a paragraph in college. I'm not quite sure what your teachers do, but I'm good with 3 sentences as a paragraph here. And then you're going to save it. All right. And just at the end, tell me what you love. Favorite Detroit things we learned, paragraph. Well, it's an essay. That would be considered an essay. And hopefully you can use this, all right? So now that I've saved it, favorite Detroit things we learned, then you're going to head over to Schoology. Let's go to Schoology, Miss Kay. All right. And then you will enter it. I haven't made it yet. Let's just go ahead and make it. All right. So Miss Kay is going to make the lesson. And I don't think I need to show you this, but if you want to know, you can keep watching. Lesson 26, Essay on Detroit. Let's just call it Essay on Detroit. Okay. Please submit paragraph about what we learned this week about all the cool reasons to live in Detroit. And remember, friends, we learned that it was like really bustling and really amazing. And then it went downhill, and then people forgot about it. And now people are not forgetting about it. It is back to a great city and one to be proud of. So I want you to be proud of where you live. And honestly, friends, you could, if you're like, oh, you can always go back. All right, and when you go back, just scroll down and it should be right there on top. All right, and it didn't pop up. Hold on. I'm trying to get it. It doesn't want to behave right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. I love living in Detroit. Ooh, some people haven't. All right, and just declare that at the end, or declare why you don't. But I think that is a good ending for me too. And please, please, please write your name, write what grade, write the date, write things that we learned about, like in all the different areas. You can focus more on what you love and submit it to lesson 26. I look forward to seeing your writing. You could also handwrite it, and this is a good example. All right, thank you so much. You can copy it, but really I want to hear from your own loves of what you love about Detroit and maybe some experiences you've seen and had. Love you guys. I keep playing this game with this. It won't get rid of it. So like I said, friends, it's okay if you've clicked on it and it won't go away. Love you guys. Bye-bye.